Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to the world's most important movie review podcast, The Real Film Nerds. My name is Matt, one of the hostesses like the cakes. With me, as always, my good friend, already trying to take a nap and Googling furiously, trying to find the Marvel Cinematic tie-in for our film this week, Mysterious Mike Talent. How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm doing good. Dude, that's funny. Googling the MCU tie-ins. This movie is just littered with them, Matt. And we'll get into that later. But, Matt, do you want to tell everybody what movie we're reviewing, or you want me to do it? What do you want to do here?
Well, Mike, you can just take charge and just be like, Mike. I'll just be like, Matt. I'm not Mike. You're Mike. I'm Matt. Anyways, I'm very tired, people, just to put it out there. It might be a shit show of a podcast, more than usual, but we will find out. You can just be like, hey, so this week we're talking about Ghosted. Now I'm going to give you the breakdown, the Apple TV Plus original. But yeah, this week, the Apple TV Plus original, Ghosted. Mike, go ahead and give us the breakdown on who all is in it and what all things there are and what those things do.
Okay. All right, Matt. That was an interesting intro, but I'm going to go ahead and take it.
Yeah,
Ghosted...
right. You're going to take it. You know it. You're going to take it and you're going to like it.
All right. With that, Ghosted is directed by Dexter Fletcher. It was written by Reese, Paul Warnick, Chris McKinney, and Eric Summers. And this movie is starring Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Adrian Brody, Mike Moe. And this movie is about Cole falls head over heels for enigmatic Sadie, but then makes the shocking discovery that she's a secret agent. Before they can decide on a second date, Cole and Sadie are swept away on an international adventure to save the world.
That's not a super great description, Mike, but, you know.
No, it's not.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
The other one was way long and gave way too much.
And we don't want to give away too much because we are not at that section of the Real Film Nerds podcast, episode number 323, Ghosted.
That is right, Matt. We are not at that section. For anyone who's new to the podcast, we don't get to that until we have a few other segments, and then we tell you that the spoilers are coming.
So, all right, Mike, what did you think of the incredible Apple TV Plus program, Ghosted?
So right off the bat, it's a popcorn flick. It's not too serious, and it's kind of fun. It's goofy. It's a little bit ridiculous in certain parts, and I was okay with it. It was just, it's not very serious. I couldn't take it serious. So I guess if you're just kind of looking for a kind of a simple movie just to, distract you for a little bit of things, this is your movie.
You were just okay with it? Dude, I thought this was pretty fun. Now, it's not going to set the world on fire, but I found it quite entertaining. The biggest issue I have with the whole thing is the story, just because the story's been done a bajillion times. The twists on the stories, on the typical story, is what made this movie shine. And I'll be honest, if Chris Evans wasn't the main character, I don't know if it would work as well, because I just kept thinking the whole time watching this, that's Captain America. That's Captain America. Like, it really just made it work so much more.
So, Matt, I mean, I thought it was fun. The things that bothered me a little bit about the movie were just the special effects. Like, a lot of the special effects seemed like they were half-assed. But, I don't know what the budget was like or whatever. And maybe that was the look they were going for. I mean, it was just, to me, it was a little goofy. some of the I guess it's not really giving away anything. There's like a chase scene that's pretty ridiculous with a bus.
Yes, that was pretty ridiculous. Yes, we will get to that in spoilers. Yeah. And that did not look super great. Although there was a scene in that whole scene. There was a part of the scene that I really enjoyed that I thought was pretty funny. But we'll get to that in spoilers.
Okay. Yes. I think I know what you're talking about. Yes. I did like. You're right. The story has been done many times, but I did like how Cole, played by Chris Evans' character, was like I guess kind of clingy, and everybody kept telling him he was, and he just didn't really know it. I really kind of thought that was kind of fun, and he thought emojis didn't count on like text messaging. It was goofy. It was silly. It was fun.
And that's where this film shines, is the stuff like that. That's original, that's fun, that's different. The whole MacGuffin thing, you got to go to a faraway place. You got to find a certain thing. You have to get it in a certain time. And that shit's been done over and over and over. And yes, I understand. It is a spy movie. That's kind of what it's about, is saving the world and all this other shit. But they could have had more of the fun, interesting, silly Chris Evans, Ana de Armas like interactions, and still have all this going on and not have like a conclusion like they did where, oh, you have to save everything and you have to save the world and all this. It could have just been a story. They could have just had a story.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. But yeah, and then I love Chris Evans or Cole's character's family. They weren't in it a ton, but they were very entertaining.
Well, and they got some heck of a cast to play his family, and they were all comedians, and they had some great. I don't know if you stayed behind and watched the bloopers and stuff.
Oh no, I didn't know there was bloopers. Shoot.
Oh yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. The improv specifically that his Cole's mom does. Oh my god, dude, it was hilarious. I don't know how they picked the one they picked for the movie, because they're so good. There's so many of them.
Maybe they just flipped a coin.
I guess that's probably what they had to do. I have to say this though, huge shout out for Adrian Brody as the villain. He was one of my favorite characters of the film. Very good job. He did a very good job as the villain.
He was a good villain. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed he wasn't in it more. It was maybe like, was it like a quarter of the movie or maybe like a third in before you see his character?
Yeah, because you get an introduction to what you think is going to be the villain, and you quickly find out that it's not. And then you get to see him about 10 minutes after that scene, when Adrian Brody finally makes an appearance.
Okay. Matt, remember when I was telling you that I wanted to watch this movie, I told you it was a romantic comedy, and you're like, oh, man. What do you think of this movie? Do you think it was a romantic comedy, or do you think it was an action movie, or both? What I guess, how would you categorize it?
Mike, it is an action comedy with a smidgen of romance thrown in. It is not a rom-com. It is an action movie first and foremost.
Okay. All right. Just making sure, man. I know before you were quite disappointed in when I brought up this movie, but I gave you the trailer, so at least that saved me.
Yeah, dude, the trailer was the saving grace. That's where you really got to see what this film is actually about, and it is not a rom-com, Mike.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good. I just wanted to clarify that for anybody who was wondering whether it was a rom-com or an action movie. But yeah. So this movie is, I guess it got torn apart by critics or whatever, but I don't know. I thought it was fun. it's not a very serious movie. It's just a little bit ridiculous, and then kind of a story that we've seen before, but I don't know. It was just fun.
Dude, I don't give a shit what the critics think. It's a fun movie. It's a boring story, but the little snippets, the little things are very good. The acting is decent. The special effects could definitely use some work. They're definitely a little silly on the level of action and the things that happen in the action and the ability to do said things, which we'll get into once you ask me what I'm drinking and we can talk about spoilers. But yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much, but overall, I think it's fun. I think it's worth a watch. I'm not going to say go and waste your time and spend a lot of money and make this your top priority. But if you're looking for something fun to watch, you have Apple TV Plus. I don't think you'll go wrong sitting down and watching this. It's not super long. It's, just shy of 2 hours. It didn't feel like it was 2 hours long. I watched it in one sitting. I didn't pause it or anything. Well, I paused to go to the bathroom and stuff, but I didn't stop and come back 2 days later. I watched it all at once and I thought it flowed really well. I think it's a decent movie. It's fun.
All right, Matt. So I guess it's that time in the podcast where I will ask you what you were drinking and we can move closer to the spoiler zone.
Highway to the spoiler zone. Right, Mike?
Oh, yeah. I think we need that every time and every intro now, Matt. I think you need to take that sound clip.
Well, Mike, thank you for asking. I am partaking in my typical cheap beer just because I had a good concert last night, so I'm celebrating a little bit with a Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Nice.
So what does Aldi have on special this week?
So I just drinking it's not an Aldi. It's a New Belgian. It's called Juice Force. And it's an Imperial Juicy IPA, and it is it's a good one. It's strong.
How can something be juicy if it's already liquid? I don't understand.
I don't know, man. Marketing?
Okay. We'll go with marketing. I like that answer. So, okay, Mike, one of the most important segments of said podcast before we get to the spoiler zone. Mike, what is this week's just painful dad joke?
I got dad jokes. I don't think they understand, though. Gotta think I'm funny. Other people never laugh, though. Dad jokes.
Oh, dude, you might like this one. And you might get it too. You're pretty quick here. Do you know that? Did you know that diarrhea is genetic?
Diarrhea of the mouth?
No.
Because that's genetic.
You ready for this, Matt? It runs in your genes.
Ah, Jesus. Runs in your jeans. Yes, it does. But what if you're wearing slacks? Then it runs in your slacks.
Yes, but that didn't work for the joke, man.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Mike, what I probably should ask you is how does this movie not relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? But I'm not. I will continue even though this is super easy. Mike, how does the 2023 film Ghosted relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, Matt. Great question. So I'm going to go with the easy one, and that is Steve Rogers, Captain America, Chris Evans in this movie. But there's also tons of cameos by fellow MCU people. Anthony Mackie is in this, Sebastian Stan. Ryan Reynolds, so I mean, I guess he's kind of in the MCU Deadpool kind of stuff. I don't know. I know it's a little weird right now. I don't know. And Matt, now that we're in spoiler zone,
highway to the spoiler zone.
Which he played that back. That wasn't him just doing it again.
Oh no, that was me doing it again. I love it. I'm just gonna sing it every single time. I'm not gonna do a sound clip. We're just gonna do it, and then sometimes we'll have to do a duet.
Okay, well, we'll have to practice that duet, man. But anyway, I love the cameo sequence in this movie. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, dude, that was just absolutely ridiculous and one of the funniest, most interesting, odd, silly parts of the film. It was just one assassin getting picked off by the other assassin, literally like 30 seconds. Like, if they spent more than 20 minutes on set, I would be shocked.
Yeah, Mags was saying that she thought it was they were all just there for a day, so they just did that one day.
Oh, dude, tops. I don't even think they were there for the whole day. They're just like, all right, next.
Dude, I thought it was hilarious and awesome, and I was like, is this an MCU movie? Like, what is going on here, dude?
I know, it was just absolutely ridiculous, and it just kept going and going. It was a great gag. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was very fun and totally unexpected. It somewhat reminded me of the Sandra Bullock movie that just came out with Channing Tatum not too long ago.
It was one of our giveaways, Mike.
Shoot, what's the name of the movie, man? I can't remember.
I don't know, dude. I'm so tired. I don't remember.
All right,
Treasure. It was like Treasure Island or Treasure something.
Yeah. And Brad Pitt's character was in it but not for long. It was awesome, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, that cameo by Brad Pitt was really, really funny.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll find out the name of the movie here in a second while I'm Googling silently. Anyway, yeah, this movie had some fun stuff, Matt. The cactus was another awesome gag that just kept coming, and growing up in Arizona,
right,
the cactus was very funny. I mean,
I was trying to remember the cactus, and I'm like, okay, yes, now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so tell me, Matt, what was the sequence that you liked in the big chase with the bus?
Okay, so we're gonna go down that rabbit hole. All right.
Yeah,
so
go.
That whole sequence was kind of ridiculous that they did it backwards at like 100 miles an hour, because a bus like that never would go that fast. That was the first ridiculousness, but I thought it was absolutely hilarious. The part with the guy, I think they're on a truck or a motorcycle or something, that went flying by the window, and they like looked at Chris Evans' character in the back.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious. I'm sorry. I have never seen that done in a film, at least not so well, and that was just absolutely hilarious. I thought it was really funny.
I enjoyed that throughout that chase and many other instances in their said host country. The cactus made it. Like, I even really like that Chris Evans' character Cole was like, when he was first like kidnapped or whatever and kind of rescued, he grabs all of his like bags and stuff and starts like wheeling it out of like a cave in the middle of wherever they are, and like I thought that was hilarious. He's like, yeah, I'm still taking my stuff with me.
I would be. You never know when you got to change your drawers.
Yeah, it was just funny. He just grabs like his carry-on and his little like travel case. Like, I don't know, just seemed ridiculous.
One of the more fun scenes as well was when they first meet, and how they're just having this long discussion about plants and how she's just going to kill everything, and how he felt he couldn't sell her a plant because he's like, it's just not right. You're going to kill it. I'm not going to knowingly like give you a dog that you're going to go kill or whatever. That whole scene was fantastic. And then he realizes later on, someone has to point it out to him that she was hitting on him.
Yeah. And then what did he ask somebody? Didn't he ask somebody? He's like, I feel like he asked some dumb questions to his family, and his family just ripped on him. That was another fun part of this movie, was his family, which is really should have been in it a little bit more, honestly, I think, but because they were just so fun of characters. Like his mom and his dad and his like sister just ragging on him. Oh, it was hilarious, dude.
Well, that was when they were having a discussion about what ghosting was and if texting too much. And what's funny is like he even lied to them, if you remember. He said, "Yeah, I texted her like 2 or 3 times in like the first day." And she later on, you find out it was like 23 or some ridiculous ass number. And she's like, "I wasn't ever going to respond to you, even though I was in the country."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. She said, I even thought about seeing you again until you texted me like 23 times.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous like that. It was like, oh my God, holy cow. And again, the reason why it works so well to me is that this is Captain America.
All right, all right. Now, Matt, I would say one of the complaints I have in the movie is when it ends, it just ends. And it was very like, I don't know. I felt like it could have, like, it, you know, they shut the body in the trunk, like, and they go to some gala or something, and like, there was nothing. I felt like there should have been like a little bit more wrap up of the story, like they're dating, like where are they, what like it just kind of, it seemed like it ended too quickly.
Did you fall asleep or something? Because like the whole scene ends, the movie ends, the MacGuffin's done, they got the thing, all that shit, and then it kind of like there's, I guess they didn't show it too much, but there's kind of like a flash forward. They're now dating. She's eating dinner with the family. She's met his family.
Yeah, we saw that.
Right. And then they go on a mission together, and clearly he's now a spy with her, or at least an accomplice or something. No, I thought it wraps up that he's still going on, you know, these adventures with her. I don't think it left it open-ended at all. I think it was showing that, oh, well, you know, clearly he found a knack for this, even though he's not the spy. She is.
Yeah, he's the farmer guy. He's the farmer.
Yeah, he likes his cactus.
Yeah, and when they land on exotic islands, he can find out what you can eat and not eat.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting scene that was just kind of like thrown in. Like they end up washed up on like an island, and it's like 5 minutes later they're gone and they're somewhere else.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't know. I guess it was just to say that they survive. I don't know, man. And the little you know, the end of the world device or whatever that they're trying to save the world. You know, yeah. She has to make a choice. She made the wrong one. And the grilling of the FBI people was kind of funny. Like, I think that was FBI, right? Or CIA? CIA.
No, CIA, yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of funny scene. Like, they both, like, separate them, and they both are, you know, talking about what the other one did. And yeah, anyway, it was kind of funny.
No, overall, I think it was an okay movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I think probably going straight to streaming was probably a smart move. I don't know if it would have done super well in the box office. Maybe it would have. I mean, it has a lot of stars.
It does have a lot of stars. And, you know, overall, you know, it could have been in the theater, I think. And I think it would have done all right. But you never, you know, hard to say what would really happen. Did you see what did happen, Matt, with the box office with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Still killing it.
No, Mike, why don't you tell us?
It only dropped, I think, 40% in its box office revenue for... It's like one of the very few movies of the MCU that's only dropped that little over the second weekend. So it's doing quite well, Matt. I think it eclipsed over 500 million with the international market and domestic.
Dude, like I told you, man, I think it's, you know, got to be a bit of a saving grace for the MCU right now, because they've just been dropping the ball, man. I'm really, really not looking forward to the Marvels. Even though that it was supposed to be not Captain America.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's okay, man. You're tired.
I am very tired. It's all the mosh pitting.
Ah, yes.
But yeah, anyways, you know what I mean. It was supposed to be Captain Marvel 2, but they brought in two characters to try and bolster it and change the story, and it's been pushed back for 3 years. It was supposed to come out. Actually, it was supposed to be the first MCU film of this year, and they pushed it all the way back to November. I'm really not looking forward to seeing that film. I'm going to go see it because it is my duty as a real film nerd. But I think if Disney is not getting the fucking hint by now, I don't know what will give it to them.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. This movie was great, and they totally needed to be a hit, and it is a hit. So
yeah, Guardians was absolutely incredible. It's fantastic, and we talked about it last week. Not to keep talking about last week's film, but they let James Gunn be James Gunn. Period.
Yep, and it shows. So we have a great movie.
Right. When they start messing with shit, that's when it goes to just garbage. Absolute garbage. So speaking of movies, Mike, why don't you tell our folks what we're going to review next week's podcast?
All right, Matt. It's I feel like it is that time of year. It's the time of year for some family. So we're going to be talking about Fast X.
So is it Fast X or is it Fast 10?
Dude, I don't know.
I was discussing this on the radio on Friday. I didn't know which one it is. It just says Fast X on the thing. Mike, do you really think this is going to be the end?
Absolutely not. Matt, if this keeps making money, which I don't see any reason it wouldn't, all the people are coming back. They got Jason Momoa in this one, man. Like, it's awesome. Aquaman versus Vin Diesel. Love it.
They literally have everybody in this movie. Everybody. How are they not going to keep making these fucking things?
Well, if they got to lose money.
Oh, hold on. I just saw a name on here that is going to make it lose money.
What's that?
Brie Larson.
Oh, yeah. She is in it, yes.
But, dude, Cardi B, my boy from Guardians 2 and Guardians 1 and Walking Dead and Days of Thunder, Michael Rooker. I love me some Michael Rooker. John Cena, Jason Statham, Jason Momoa, Ludacris, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Vin Diesel. Everybody's back.
Yeah, everybody's back, man. So Fast X, Fast 10, I don't know what it's called. It's going to make money, Matt. It's going to, I don't know how they're going to top sending the jalopy to space that they did last movie, so we'll have to see. I'm eagerly awaiting what fantastic, I don't know, just action eye candy we're going to get. Jumping cars from buildings in Dubai was a few years ago. No one will forget, or I won't forget, when The Rock stomped on a torpedo and stopped it. That's when they hacked a Predator, a drone. I mean, the list goes on. It's just amazing. These guys are a top-notch crew. And it's all about the family, man.
How dare you call it a jalopy that was shot to space? That was a goddamn Pontiac Fiero, and you know it. That car was amazing.
All right, well.
One of the few American-made cars with the engine in the ass.
Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty ridiculous. But I'm eagerly awaiting this movie to see what will happen on this next installment. What I do know is there's going to be lots of explosions and bangs and probably cars flying through air and I wouldn't even be surprised if one of the cars turns into Transformers. They just merge this into the next Transformers movie. It just changes in the middle of the movie into Transformers.
So I have talked about my buddy that worked on one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, you have, Brian. Dude. Yeah.
I really want to try and get him on the podcast, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I have a hard time getting him to come to town. He has a really nice place about 45 minutes outside of town and a really nice on top of a hill stuff. He doesn't come to town much. I can't even get him to go flying, and he's not that far away. But he tells some of the most wild stories working on the Fast and Furious 7, I think, was the last one he worked on. It was the one where Paul Walker died.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember which one that was? I think it was 7.
It might have been 7. I do get them confused with their their names and stuff.
I just don't remember, not to say anything, but that he said that, shut down production for a while, but that was the last one he worked on. And the stories he's telling about how they're just throwing these Dodge Challengers just fucking off of a side of a mountain, just willy nilly. And they're like, all right, well, we missed that one by a couple inches. All right, load up another one. They literally have a tractor trailer full of identical Dodge Challengers just to fucking throw off the side of a mountain.
Well,
it just blows your mind.
That is, you got the budget.
Yeah. And so what Brian did was he ran a giant semi-truck tractor trailer that was basically an enormous generator. It ran all the power for everything when they're on location. That's what he did when he was in Hollywood. That's one of the things. And then people started finding out that he could do a lot of other things. Like he knows how to run like bulldozers and backhoes, and he knows how to drive. So they had him start doing all kinds of other shit throughout his career. But what he was known for, what his main job was showing up with basically a giant semi-truck generator, and he'd power all the lights, all the cameras, everything when he's on set. That's what he did.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. He was an important guy.
Very important.
Getting power is important.
Yeah, very important. And he'd load up, go in, make sure everything's gassed, fueled, ready to go, load up in the semi-truck, take off, and go to set. And then when he's there, he basically just had to keep it running. And so then they would come and start asking him to do other shit. Like sometimes he'd be driving the car that, people are, filming out of the back of and stuff just because the driver didn't show up. He's like, I fell into a lot of shit like that just because something didn't happen. They're like, hey, Brian knows how to do this. Go get Brian. And he would.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very cool story. He's met a lot of celebrities. Most of your inclinations about the celebrities are true. Kiefer Sutherland is one of, the guys he hung out with the most. He did a lot of stuff on 24. He said Kiefer is just awesome. He's a really cool guy, very down to earth. He said they used to go drinking in town when they were filming in like these little towns and stuff. They'd go drinking, just go to, like the town bar and just sit there and just act like normal dudes having some beers. He's like, Kiefer was just like a normal guy. He's like, but then he has some horrible stories to tell about people you think would be really cool and down to earth, and they are just pieces of shit.
Well, yeah. I that doesn't surprise me.
So, anyways, well, Mike, before we end it, I think we should probably give our ratings for Ghosted. Ready, set, you're first.
Okay, all right, Matt. I'd like to be first. So if you're not first, you're last.
Damn right, Ricky Bobby.
Anyway, I'm going to give this one 3 reels out of 5.
See, you enjoyed it quite a bit. 3 out of 5? Yeah, you enjoyed it. Mike?
I did enjoy it, dude. It was the little things. I mean, it's the same story, same plot, but it was the little things,
Yeah. Well, I'm not that far off. I give it a 3.5. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad even though I marketed this movie incorrectly, that you did like it.
Mike, it is not a rom-com.
There are moments of romance in it, but very little, so you're okay with that.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's one thing I was disappointed is there's no nudity. None whatsoever.
No, there wasn't any nudity. I feel like nudity's gone away. Maybe in the movies we watch.
Which is very disappointing to Ma Hinshaw, too. There better be some shirtless Jason Momoa in Fast 10, or I don't know if she's going to continue doing the podcast, Mike.
I think there is some shirtless mimosa, so I think you're good.
So, well, all right. We will talk about more nudity here on Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies. I think we're on episode 12 or 13 coming up right after this podcast.
Oh, all right.
When are you going to guest star on Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies?
I don't know, man. Maybe when I have some extra time. So, 17 years?
Well, we can give you a call on, the Skype tomorrow.
I don't know, man. I We'll have to see.
I'll be honest. Ma Hinshaw usually records very late, even for you. She likes to record about 9 or 10 o'clock at night because that's when the house is quiet and my dad has gone to bed.
Oh, yeah, dude. 9 and 10 o'clock in your time zone is a little bit too late for me.
It's a little late for them East Coasters. I know, Mike. So anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll get you on one with Ma, and it'll be fun, and it'll be shenanigans, and they will ensue.
All right. Matt, I guess with that, I'll go ahead and take us out of here. Thanks for listening, everybody. And, make sure to catch our next pod and go out there, go watch some movies at the theater. Summer season's upon us. The movies are going to start coming out every weekend now. So every weekend or every other weekend, depending if they give them a chance, breather. Like this movie was given, or last week's movie, Guardians, was given like kind of a week in between the next big movie, which is our upcoming movie, Fast X. So make sure to follow us on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll catch you on the next pod. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Welcome, everyone, to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookie. This is episode number 13 on Real Film Nerds, and the movie is called Ghosted, and it was fun, and I really, also it was on Apple Plus. There we go. And I think my son is there too, right?
Ma, what is wrong with you? Have you been sitting on the toilet practicing your lines?
Why, what?
You got it 100% right your first time out the gate. Have you been practicing?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Are you on drugs?
No, I wish I had some, but no.
Well, that can be arranged.
Yeah, I can borrow some of your father's. He's got plenty.
Wow, Ma, you're just outing Dad as a drug addict. How dare you?
Well, he's got a lot of blood pressure medicine and prostate and everything else. Oops. There you go.
I don't know if those are the fun drugs. Those aren't the fun drugs you should be doing.
No, I don't think so.
You don't have any oxy or cocaine or meth or heroin?
No. Nope.
All right.
Okay.
So, Ma, this week we're talking about Ghosted on Apple TV Plus. What did you think of Captain America and his girlfriend?
I liked him. I thought he did a very good job of playing a guy who likes farming. And he was still just really handsome and cute and smart. And I liked him. And he and Anna did a great job together. They really, it was fun, a fun plot. I thought it was fun, but then it was a sort of a rom-com, which some people love, some people hate.
Yeah, but what did Ma Hinshaw do? She loved it. She wanted Chris Evans with no shirt on and no pants on and him to go streaking through the screen multiple times.
That did not happen, but we did have one, you could sort of see his chest, and you could sort of see her back, and that was about it. So there was one sort of half nudie scene, and that's all I noticed, unless you noticed more.
Well, I don't know, Ma. You are our resident nudity reporter for the Real Film Nerds podcast and Lisa Live on KYCA.
Oh, yes. Definitely. Usually.
So
unless
if
I'm
you
falling asleep.
Are you disappointed because it wasn't Jason Momoa?
Absolutely.
Well,
but
then
I have a turn next week.
Yeah, you'll have a wonderful surprise next week where you get to see Jason Momoa.
Oh, boy, goody, goody.
And Vin Diesel and everyone else.
Finn's not bad, except I'm not nuts about bald. But other than that,
You don't
you
have to
know,
clean up his hair.
I clean up hair. Never.
Well, that explains so much why the dogs are everywhere.
Absolutely, that's true. Hmm.
Or the hairs out of your nose.
Well, that too. I believe in braiding them.
So, okay, keep talking about Ghosted. What did you enjoy? You enjoyed the rom-com part, you enjoyed the comedy part, you enjoyed the action part, you enjoyed what?
I thought it was neat how they met and how he really fell in love with her at first sight kind of thing, and she really liked him. But she did have another job as a CIA person. I don't know what you call them. And what?
A spook. A CIA spy. They call them spooks.
Spooks? Oh, well, what do I know? I didn't know that. Anyway, she had another job, and then they had one night of bliss, and then he wants to see her again, and he calls her 15 times, or texts her 15 or 20 times, finds out she's in London.
I think it was 27 times in 2 days. She never responded. And so, like any normal man would do, he stalks her and finds her keys that he left or something that he left in her bag and flew all the way to London, even though he's never left the country before.
Right.
That's not creepy at all to you, being a woman.
No, because it's a typical rom-com.
What if it's real life? That's not creepy at all. That's some dude
that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen in real life. It's never going to happen in real life. No. I don't believe it would. But that's...
Well, I don't need to hear about your desires for Jason Mimosa even more.
Okay, no, yeah. Anyway, and then he goes through the adventures of chasing her through her CIA things, which I'm not going to say. And I mean, they had a lot of fun dialogue. I thought it was fun. It was cute. And I think someone who likes a rom-com would enjoy it. They might think there was a little bit too much of the espionage and the fighting and stuff. But I still thought it was a good movie. I mean, it wasn't earth-shaking. But then if you watch many Hallmark movies, you'll find out they're not really earth-shaking much, you know. So
why are you trying to compare an action film to the Hallmark Channel?
Because they call this a rom-com, but it's not.
No, they did not. Do you know who called it a rom-com? Was Mysterious Mike Talent.
Well, isn't he always correct?
Are you drunk?
No.
When is Mike ever correct?
Well, I thought maybe once in a while.
Oh,
I don't know. I'll give him credit for that.
Okay, so how many cookies do you give the Apple TV Plus original Ghosted?
I'll give it 3.5.
3.5?
Yes.
Are you sure that's how many you gave it on the radio?
Gee, I don't remember. It's been a while.
Okay. All right.
I might have given it a 4, but I'm not positive.
Well, make up your mind. What is it? Is it a 4 or is it a 3.5?
All right, a 4.
You liked it that much?
Yeah, I did. In fact, I'd like to watch it again because it's cute. He's very cute. She's cute. She does a great job. And she's very pretty. And yeah, I'd watch it again. Mm-hmm.
Well, go ask Michael to put it on then for you.
Oh, gee, willikers.
You can't ask your husband to do it. He gets angry.
Well,
and then he yells at me for no reason.
Well, there. What else is new?
Again.
Right. There you go.
So, okay, folks, next week, Fast X, Fast 10, Fast something. It's the supposedly final film in the Fast and Furious series. I call bullshit on that. I think they're going to keep going because they make $1 billion every single time they make one of these. So I think it's just going to keep going forever. But I'm calling it Fast 10 because it's the 10th movie in the franchise. God, that's crazy. So Jason Momoa, my mother will be oogling you the entire 4.5 or however long the movie is. 2 hours and 21 minutes. She'll be oogling you the whole time.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Gross old biddy.
Yes. I might as well enjoy for the few weeks that I have left. Gee whiz.
Well, do you remember, was it Mother's Day or was it your birthday? A gift I provided to you?
It was Mother's Day. I haven't had my birthday yet. Oh,
No,
great. Now you forgot my birthday.
It's one from
evil.
the past. You didn't even let me finish the story.
All right.
Was it a Mother's Day or your birthday where I provided you with a certain figure of a certain man that you drool over?
Yes, and I still have it on my shelf. I think it was my birthday.
You probably threw it out. I think it was your birthday, yes.
Oh, no way. No way. No,
yeah, I
would
got
not
my
do
mom an
that.
Aquaman figure when the film was out just because of her obsession with Jason Momoa.
Yes. He's precious and sexy and has lots of tattoos. He's cool. Maybe they're rub-on. I don't know. Anyway, he's really cute.
Mom, I don't want to hear about how you want to put rub-on tattoos on Jason Momoa.
No, I think he already has them on there, but I could be wrong. They might be real. I don't know. That would hurt, but whatever. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. I mean, I wonder, is Vin Diesel still the main driver? I wonder.
Since he's the only one on the poster, I would go with yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
he is the main character of the franchise. He always has been.
But he doesn't have gray hair, even though he should, because he's bald.
What does that have anything to... See, this is how our 5 minutes gets turned into 35, because you start saying nonsensical random stuff.
Well, haven't you ever thought about it?
No, I have too much time trying to earn a living to think about or producing this podcast or editing this podcast or removing Mike's farts out of the podcast.
Now you started me coughing. That's horrible. I gotta go now. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, folks. We're gonna go see it. Comes out Thursday, right, Dave, Matt, whoever you are?
Such a cancer flaring up? What the hell is that?
Yes, it is.
Sounds like a dog choking on a bone.
You made me laugh, and when you made me laugh, I started coughing, and it's your fault. So
why is everything my fault? I'm not editing this out. I don't have time.
Bye, folks. If I'm alive next week, we'll do it, okay?
You can't even get through a full sentence.
I know, it's terrible, and I haven't coughed all day.
Well, you just got all your coughs out during this 15-minute podcast. So yeah, I will just take care of it because I'm not going to cough. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Ma Henshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode 13. I think it's her cookies. It might be a lung. I don't know. Tune in next week when we talk about Fast and Furious 10. I'm sure it's going to be nothing but 30 minutes of my mom talking about Jason Momoa, hopefully not wearing a shirt or pants. Thanks again for listening, everyone. We will chat with you next week.
Bye.